All right. So this will be my first sort of video breakdown after the fact, not streaming live, but just taking a game that I just played and sort of commenting on it. So yeah, I decided to take the Gorizia out for a spin. It's been a while since I've played it. I always get a little bit nervous about playing a ship I haven't played in a while because I'm so stupidly stressed out about statistics. Anyway, as you can see, I'm double up tiered. There's just a couple tier 7s here. I don't really have the range that I need in a game like this. I do have spotter plane though, so I'll take advantage of that to try to get some shots in on targets. But what I will not do, especially early on, is push into a position where I can get shots on everything, right? It's really important, I think, when you're double up tiered to stay alive, right? Because as you move through the game and ships start to die, the cruisers play a really big role. So here I am sort of generally trying to lend some support to the Ostergotland. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, he's not going to have a good day. I don't want to get too close to A. I think my detection is pretty bad. I think it's like 12.5 kilometers. It's a tier 7, so I don't get access to the camo. Maybe I do. I'll have to check that. I can't remember. But 12.7 detect is pretty bad as we start to move up to the tiers where there are ships that, there are battleships that have 2 kilometers of detection on me. So I think probably now is a good point to start turning back in and try to use that island to break off contact in case I make it. But here I'm detected already. I don't think I realized when I came into the match that my detection was so high. So I think at that point I'm like, oh yeah, let me check that. So I probably hit the H key to see that. I don't think that shows up in a replay. But I think I might have some shots in the New Orleans, but he goes dark. But I did get detected, so I do have some rounds coming in that I got to worry about. Possibly torps. I try to angle out. I think I take one shell hit here, which is just unfortunate. 2 or 3 hits, actually. Yeah, look at that. I mean, half my health, a third of my health gone, and there's really not a whole lot that I guess I could have just not even pushed in that far. It was just my mistake for not knowing my detection. But at this point, I can sort of play peekaboo with that New Orleans. If he pops out, I can potentially pop my spotter plane to get some additional range. So I'm kind of waiting for him to sneak out around the corner. But it doesn't happen, and I get redetected again, which tells me that they've got a DD in the cat. It's probably the Jaeger. I think it turns out to be the Jaeger. And there it is, yeah. So, not having played this ship, I wasn't really sure about how far to lead. I got pretty lucky on that first salvo, but this next one, I think I'm way off on the second salvo here. Yeah, well, he turns out that's what it is. And actually, I do more damage when he turns out, more of my shells hit. So, yeah, at this point, I don't think I get anywhere close to him again. And I lack the range at this point to lead him. I don't want to burn my spotter plane just for this. Although probably should have, putting pressure on the enemy DD. This guy ends up being a problem later in the match. And he gets away here. And our Ostergotland over there is all by himself. Didn't really leave much of an escape route. And he's being lit up by the Jaeger, and he's no longer on the board. So there goes first blood. We have no spotting, except for the Asashio, who doesn't seem like he's going to be along for this world, but that's where he's choosing to go right now. Probably not the decision that I would have made. And there goes the Wichita. Yeah, we're dropping like flies early on here. This turns out to be a really good game, right? So it's kind of interesting to see, to go back and watch it again and see how it starts out. But I've definitely got range on the Massachusetts now. And I got range on the New Orleans, but I wasn't patient. And I'll miss out on the opportunity to do any damage to him, as he'll be dead before I clear the corner. So now I've got the Massachusetts. I'm detected. He's got bigger things to worry about. Let's see if I can land a volley here before the Torps from the Asasio land. And I do. Get a couple shots in. Every little bit of damage here is going to help. Really don't know how that Torp run failed to kill the Massachusetts, but there's that Jaeger again. I think I'm going to try to see if I can finish him off here with I think I get one hit out of that salvo, maybe. Nothing? Yeah, nothing. So fortunately, it looks like we are cleaning up at A. We did manage to take the cap from the Asasio. Asasio took the cap. So we'll try to farm a little damage here before we have to turn and support south. And I get nothing. Yeah, beat up-tiered isn't really so much a problem. It's just that the ranges of some of these lower-tier ships just are not able to compete. I mean, I think I can play well enough that I could have done something if I had just had a little bit more range. Like right here, we're going to see here where it's a real problem, right? There's every ship basically that I'm facing outranges me. In fact, even some of the DDs have similar range. But I think those guys down at C need to pull back, and we need to defend B and A, right? We have a cap advantage, we have a points advantage. You know, one of the things that I see happening in random games all the time is people they get greedy. They try to win harder, right? I mean, we have this game right now. Even with that Gneisenau going down up here, you know, we have the advantage here. But you can see that battleship. I can't tell what it is right now until I swing the camera around. The Tennessee. Yeah, it's a bad situation. So I'm trying to get in a spot where I can take a couple shots at something. Maybe the Massachusetts over the islands here. Maybe the Azuma. He's a little bit out of range. The thing is, I don't want to get closer to the action right now. I want the action to come to me because, like I said, I'm in the B cap. We have the A cap. No way anything's getting to that A cap until those ships, as long as those ships in the 3-4 line are alive, we should be okay, right? So if they do their job and just sort of stay, we should be okay. So I'll see if I can use this smoke to farm a little bit of damage, try to put something on this Azuma. There's actually a really good salvo there. And I think it's another good salvo. Yeah, it's a couple good hits there. 4K. Still only 22,000 damage. You know, and the worst thing about, I'll just make this comment about playing this game, right, is that I feel like I'm mostly doing everything that I should be doing here, right? I got 4 penetrations. I feel like I'm holding a position that makes sense to hold. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But at the end of this game, win or lose, I'm going to have no damage, and my PR is going to be terrible and all that. And I just don't. I hate that. I hate PR. It feels like games where I don't feel like I really did a whole lot, but maybe farm damage, I get good PR. And here, I'm using the term farming damage, but in truth, I'm just trying to get to the average damage of the ship, which is like, I think, 40K. Right? So I'm still right now 10,000 under the average damage of this ship. No kills. And possibly going to win. I mean, it's trending that way. Ruprecht's mad. He got torqued. So at this point, I mean, we should be able to burn this guy down. Like, we're down a couple ships, but again, we got the caps. All we have to do is hold these positions, but we let that Jaeger get back into the A cap. So what I'm going to do at this point is I know he's going to get A. There's nothing I can do to stop him from getting A. I make a mistake here in ground, but I know he's going to get A. There's nothing I can do to stop him. But what I want to do is kind of either cut him off as he tries to come to B, or take A afterwards. So I think now that this Massachusetts has gone behind the islands, I'm sort of done with that engagement. It's going to be up to the Ipiranga to deal with him at this point. So I'm going to swing out around this island and understand that Grom, or that Jaeger, who just took out our Almirante, or is about to, and takes him out right there, is going to be heading into B. And at this point, I can't get back and stop him from taking B, because if I do, and he spots me, then, you know, that's going to be it for me. So the best thing for me to do right now, I think, is a fairly low tier, or the lowest tier in this match, is to try to get A back while we still have ships in B, and nothing that I can hit, right? There's nothing that I can shoot at right now, so I might as well go be useful. Again, I'm not telling you that this is the right thing to do. I'm telling you that this is what I was thinking. And again, I'm just throwing the ASW planes out just to sort of see if I can see where the DD might be. This guy did not have his AA turned off, so it does prove useful, I think, on one that I drop over here, where I can see he's already moved into B at that point. But if he gets into B, I would think, and why the Ipiranga is pushing, I don't know. I feel like that lost us the match. This is where you can see the AA guns kick off here, telling us where the Grom is, or the Jaeger. I don't know why I keep calling it a Grom. Okay, never mind. There's the Jaeger. So I'm just trying to burn as fast as I can to get around this island and try to get shots on him, because we can't win this game with the other enemy team having 3 DDs. There's just no way. I mean, that's why if you're, I said earlier about being a cruiser and staying alive, if you're a DD, you need to stay alive. And then we'll finish him off. I think I get the lucky hit here and finish him off. So at this point, I'm going to cap A and then try to see where I can help out the most. Now, again, our Ipiranga decided he was going to go be a one-man army and lose the game, because he needed to win harder, right? Just imagine if I had him sort of in the back of the B cap, maybe where the carrier is, ready to just, you know, pounce on anybody who comes in, or maybe up there dealing with that New Mexico or whatever the hell that is. I can't. The Heinrich. But instead, he wants to charge in to the Massachusetts. And guess what? He gets the kill. Great. Good for you. You got a high caliber, but you get a loss. I mean, people think that matters. None of that shit matters to me if you lose. Like, winning is all that matters. So could I have gone and tried to farm that Heinrich maybe to get a few thousand more damage before we lose or before we win? Maybe, but I'm trying to secure the win. And so maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. I don't know, but I'm going to get the cap here. I know where the Heinrich's at, so I'm going to try to get myself in the position to shoot the Heinrich. Our carrier's going down. Our Grom's still alive. he inexplicably rather, instead of killing this outside threat, which I guess, I mean, in retrospect, maybe the DDs, we only know where one of the DDs is at right now, roughly, right? We know he's getting close to B. That was that Cossack. Let's see where these shells. I think I aimed those right. I'm aiming that way because I'm moving across left to right, right to left, and so my shells are going to carry a little bit in that direction, and they sort of did. I hit 5 of 8. I maybe shouldn't have turned out here. I just don't want to give this Heinrich. I mean, you saw what that 2 shells from the Massachusetts did to me earlier. I have no armor. I'm going to try to see if I can farm this guy out before those DDs get into B. Fortunately, the carrier gets that on the way out. But the Grom is already committed. Like, I think he sort of blames me for this here, but, I mean, he committed to pushing in. So now he's going to go into a 2v1 fight against a Black and a Cossack. He's going to win that on 5k health. And he's acting like if he didn't do something now, it was over, and that's just not true, because you'll see this game goes down to the wire without his participation. So he doesn't even get either one of the kills. I thought he could at least kill the Cossack, but he doesn't. So now it's me versus a carrier and 2 DDs, right? What am I supposed to do here? So here's how I'm going to play this, right? I'm going to try to get myself in a position so that they can't get into A without me spotting at least one of them. So I'll try to get around this island. And I really have no choice. Like, at this point, we don't have win conditions. Or we do, rather. So I think at this point, no, sorry, the scoreboard thing isn't working, right? So we do have win conditions. If I can keep them out of A, we can win. But if I run and they touch A, we lose. So I sort of have to. I think I got a little bit confused here because I need to engage, or at least kill one of them. I have to kill one of them or keep them out of the cap. And my best chance is to kill that low health Black. I feel like my aim on here was decent on the Cossack. I mean, I'm working with my 2 back turrets. I'm just not doing enough damage. I'm not sure how I missed there. I think they were short. That was my mistake right there. That was a huge mistake, was not getting in the cap. I screwed up. I realized that, but I thought I had enough time to get back around. Because I think I can kill this Black in 1 salvo here. If I ever see him. But the points tick up faster than I anticipated that they would. So, you know, I probably could have changed the outcome of this had I been a better player. I don't think I played that particularly poorly. but there were definitely some mistakes that I can work on strategy wise, and yeah. All you see was 154 health. Just, man, one shell, and that fight is over, and we win the game. Oh well.